This is my gutter. It's on the back of my polytunnel. It's a bit of a mess at the minute, but I made that. That's why it's so rickety probably. I just had to go and clear it, clear all the leaves out, and so that it runs into the polytunnel and tops everything up. It was running very slow because the farmer flailed the hedge, well, behind last week. I could have done with him cutting further across, but never mind. That's my gutter on the back of the full length of my polytunnel. Wow, I think it's like 15 foot down the end, but the rest of it is gutted. You know those winter jobs that you've got to do? This is the gutter on my polytunnel on the main bit, and it runs down the side, and it's not actually connected at the minute. I've got to redo it all the way down through. At the minute, the end of the polytunnel, it does blow in and out, but it does seem to take the pressure off, I think. So at the minute I've left it a bit loose, and then when it blows in and out, it doesn't blow the plastic off. But this is the very messy side of my polytunnel. This is my gutter, indoor gutter. It comes through my polytunnel from outside. There's a gutter that runs the full length. There's an air vent there that can be rolled up and down. And once I've rolled it down, I poke the gutter back through and we pop it into the gutter off the back of the polytunnel. The water runs off the polytunnel into the gutter, down the gutter, into here, down this gutter, into this tray. This is a tray with a hole in the end. Then it goes down from there, down the gutter, and it drips into the pond there, and it's going to fill this one up. The other ones are filled. They've all been filled loads, but that one is either evaporating or there's a small leak in it, so I'm topping it back up. This one's topped up. Everything else is topped up. I need to top up that one actually a little bit. But this is my water supply off my polytunnel. I've also got a gutter on the outside of the polytunnel on the front, and that goes into my pond. Cheers. Hi, it's me. Oh, hi, it's me. I'm in the polytunnel. It's now 12.3 degrees, and yet yesterday and the day before it was like freezing. I just thought I'd come and do a little quick worm bin update. This is my worm bin. Lots of things rotting down. Lots of things have been turned into black gold, which is basically worm castings. These are worms, and there's some little things there with the worms. Just see if I can zoom in on them without knocking everything over. Hang on, bear with me. There I am. They're all baby woodlice, and there's millions of them there. Now if you look across here, I'm actually farming woodlice by the looks of things, because there's about a million of them. They're all baby ones. Lots of red wiggler worms in the worm compost, and yeah, like I say, there are absolutely loads and loads of woodlice. Now woodlice are pill millipedes. They're the same family, and they're isopods, and they're some of the oldest things on Earth. If you have a look, go and have a look at prehistoric times, and that there were isopods then, and there still are today. They're a type of crustacean. They also live in the sea, and they find giant ones at the bottom of the sea that eat detritus on the seabed. These ones in real life, they're here to break down rotting vegetation like the stuff in the worm bin, along with the red wiggler worms. This is duckweed, and I've just put a big pile of it in, and it's for them to feed on, basically. There's loads of things. There's sticks and stalks of different things. These are like my old beans and the old pumpkins and the old all different things, vegetation that I put in here, and it's all being broken down, and seeds and things as well. And some of the seeds, like that one there, there's a I think it's like a peach stone or an almond stone, and the mice have been in and they've chewed it out. You can tell what kind of mouse it is just by the hole that's been chewed in it. But yeah, they've been rummaging through, and they've picked out different things as well. Avocados, stones and things like that they've eaten as well. But yeah, the woodlice and the worms are feeding on the worm bin, breaking it all down and turning it into black gold and worm tea. Bear with me. Underneath the bath there's a pipe that comes out there, and it's the plug hole to the bathtub, and in there, that's worm tea, which is the juices that the worms produce as they break stuff down. You can see the worms here, and they're kind of in a hurry to get off this little party area on the edge there. I'm just going to slide them back in along with all those baby wood lice there. We'll pop them in as well, and they'll break this down. Let me just get into the fork thing. Now if I cover this up, you give it a day or two and you won't even know that this was here. Something else there, what's that? Oh, there's another avocado stone there, but I'm sure that will get eaten at some point. I'm just going to cover this up. There are worms in this bit here because I put different vegetable scraps in the other day, and when I come back in 2 or 3 or 4 days time, they'll have eaten all of that, all of those greens. Well, there's some on the top there as well, but I get too much in the ponds, and so I put it in here and the worms come along and digest it and turn it into black gold, into worm castings and into worm tea for me to feed onto my plants. Cheers. Right, so there's a vole living in here. It's got its nest in here. It must be about here somewhere. I'm just bringing you along to have a little look at a vole nest. I don't mean to disturb it, but I know it lives here because I keep on seeing it running in and out. So here we go. I'm going to unroll it. Oh, there's one under there. I just seen his little nose stick out. And there might be loads of them. There's one. You see it? Oh, there's one. Let's just see. There's one here, running along. Another one, another one. There's 2 anyway. So, oh, there's a big nest here. Ah, look. Nothing in it, but it's a lovely warm nest. I can feel the heat off those 2 little ones that were there. Anyway, I just wanted to show you. This is where the voles live, in the polytunnel. I didn't mean to disturb them, but it's just nice to have a look and see what nature's eating your veg. So they ate the end of the cucumbers. They've gone in there and they'll come back, and their nest is still there, and I haven't disturbed them that much. It is safe and sound for them. I know I shouldn't be keeping them in my polytunnel. I should keep getting rid of them, but it's hard to keep them out, and there's absolutely millions of them. I had a box with like an old tent in it, and they went into the box and they made a nest out of the box, but also out of the tent. Now when you put the tent up, it's like being in a colander, a giant colander, or a massive sieve, or a massive fishing net. There's so many holes in it that I've had to sort of chuck that away. But yeah, voles are quite annoying and make a lot of problems and do a lot of damage in the polytunnel, but they're also very, very cute, and they've got a lovely little nest made out of God knows what, something of mine that they've chewed up. And yeah, voles in the polytunnel. Cheers. Cheers. Hi, this is my indoor pond. I call it my carnivorous plant pond, but the carnivorous plants are in a tray for the winter in the polytunnel. In the actual pond itself, there's some little tiny, the little new white cloud minnow, and there's one of the adult ones. There's 2 adults and 8 baby ones, and I got the baby ones recently, and they're still babies. There's about probably 50-60 other white cloud minnow in there. There's a couple of long fin ones, and then there's the rest of them as well. The duck is a thermometer. There's different plants in the pond as well. There's watercress, and then there's different marginal plants, and there's different places for the fish to hide. There's also 4 sunset platies. It was really cold over the last week or so, and I didn't think they'd actually make it through, and they have, because I've seen 1 or 2 today. They're kind of a darker colour in the water, and they're very hard to see, but I was fishing around earlier and I saw 2, so there are still 2 left. And the white cloud minnow, and they're all seem to be doing very well. It must be deep enough that it stayed warm enough, although the surface was frozen on quite a bit of it, which was kind of weird. I'll just sort of do a quick update of my indoor pond. My shrimp are at home. They were in that polystyrene box, but I've taken them home and they're in one of the spaghetti jars. My other fish, I've fed them today, but they haven't come up to eat yet. They've been down in the bottom of the pond for the last week, and I've set up my mouse trap gutter system. It runs off the back of the polytunnel, through the polytunnel into a tray, and then into this gutter which runs into this pond. And I just have to keep on topping them up every now and again, because they'll it'll either evaporate out, or there's a possibility there's a leak in this pond. which I still haven't fixed, but I haven't had a chance to. Yeah, there we are. Everything else is dead, like the tomatoes and all that, because it's winter time, and the chili plants, which I need to trim back. The polytunnel looks like an winter messy polytunnel. There's my chili plants all gone over. I'm going to go through, take all the rest of the peppers off, and some of the tomato plants are still alive. Those 3 or 4 plants there, they've got a different leaf. I think they're either a yellow tomato or like a black brandy wine one. Anyway, we'll wait and see. They had ever such a purpley flower, which was kind of worrying, because Deadly Nightshade's got a similar coloured flower. So we'll see. Hi, it's me. I'm in my polytunnel. I just thought I'd bring you along and say welcome to my channel, to all my new subscribers. It's nice to have you here. Season's greetings to you all. I'm in my polytunnel. In my polytunnel it's a bit of a mess because it's kind of winterized. We've just gone through an extremely cold spell, which has pretty much killed everything off. And the things that are left are things like my tropical raised bed. Bear with me a minute, let's see if we can. My avocado tree and things like that. My banana doesn't look well at all, but my fruit trees are looking all right. The whole place flooded over the last few days, and the water that came in and overflowed things has settled the soil and things in around the ponds. You can see where I filled the gaps in, and the water's gone in, and because it's settled out, it's just sort of flattened it off a bit, which is really good. Because it saved me doing it. My fish are doing all right. They've got some food on the surface there, but they're very slow to react because I suppose it's quite cold still. My gutter system has worked, and it's overfilled the tank because we've had like 3 days of rain. My white cloud minnow pond is doing very well. You can see there's all the little tiny baby white cloud minnow that I bought recently. There's the 8 of them, and the 2 adults are still in there. And then there's probably sort of 40, 50, maybe 60 other white cloud minnow as well. A lot of marginal plants and things in here, some watercress, more marginals around the edge. And then this is where my carnivorous plants live in the summertime. Talking of carnivorous plants, these are some of my pitcher plants and some of my Venus flytraps that I split and made into more Venus flytraps. They're very winterized because it's winter, but they've still got traps on, and the traps are still open, and they're doing well. I've got half of them here and half of them either at my flat or in my conservatory at home, and they're all doing well, and they're all feeding still. I just wanted to bring you all along and say happy Christmas to everyone. Season's greetings to all. I hope everyone has a nice time. This is Ian from Ian's Field of Greens, welcoming all my new subscribers, and hoping I'll get a few more subscribers as well. I hope you like my content. It's about all different things: animals, wildlife, plants, growing things, carnivorous plants, all sorts of things. And I hope everyone enjoys. Please look through my videos I've already made and that. And I hope you all have a lovely Christmas, and see you in the new year, or see you soon. Cheers.